Alright, let's dive into a story that's equal parts fascinating and mysterious. What really happened to Lisa Eilbacher, the actress who played Peter Parker's original love interest in the 1977 Spider-Man movie? If you're like me, you've probably wondered about those actors who seem to vanish after a string of big roles. Lisa Eilbacher is one of those cases, and her story is way more intriguing than you might think. First off, let's set the stage. Lisa played Judy Tyler in The Amazing Spider-Man, a character who's not just a love interest but also a key part of the plot. Her dad's a scientist, she gets mind-controlled by the villain, and Peter has to suit up as Spider-Man to save her. Classic 70s superhero stuff, right? But what makes this really interesting is how Lisa's career unfolded after this role. She wasn't just a one-hit wonder. She went on to star in An Officer and a Gentleman and Beverly Hills Cop, two massive 80s films. Personally, I think her old Hollywood charm and that iconic 70s blowout made her stand out in an era that was all about big personalities. But here's the thing. At the peak of her success, she just disappeared. And that's where the story gets really compelling. If you take a step back and think about it, the 80s were a time when actors were expected to stay in the spotlight to keep churning out roles. But Lisa made a different choice. By the mid-90s, she stepped away from acting entirely. What many people don't realize is that this wasn't a fade into obscurity. It was a deliberate decision. She prioritized her marriage to director Bradford May, whom she married in 1988. Now, this raises a deeper question. In an industry that thrives on constant visibility, how rare is it for someone to walk away on their own terms? I find that fascinating. It's a reminder that success isn't just about staying in the public eye. Sometimes it's about knowing when to step back. Another detail I find fascinating is Lisa's early career. She started acting at just 6 years old, appearing in shows like My Three Sons and The Brady Bunch. But her dad made her work a summer job at Taco Bell as a teenager, cleaning bean vats without a lunch break. Personally, I think that kind of grounding probably gave her a perspective that many child actors miss out on. It's easy to see her as just another 80s star, but her story has this layer of humility and real-world experience that makes her stand out. Now, let's talk about her legacy. Lisa's final on-screen appearance was in the early 90s, and since then, she's lived a life out of the public eye. She's 70 now, and while she's not making headlines, her impact is still felt. In my opinion, her decision to step away adds a layer of mystique to her career. It's like she left us wanting more, which is a pretty brilliant way to be remembered. And with the new Spider-Man, brand new day movie coming out, it's the perfect time to revisit her story. It makes you wonder, in an era of constant reboots and remakes, where do the original stars fit in? Are they just relics of the past, or do they still have a place in the conversation? What this really suggests is that Hollywood careers don't have to follow a linear path. Lisa Eilbacher's story challenges the idea that success means staying in the spotlight forever. From my perspective, her choice to prioritize her personal life over her career is a bold statement in an industry that often demands sacrifice. It's a reminder that sometimes the most interesting stories are the ones that don't get told, the ones that happen off-screen. So, here's my closing thought. What if more actors followed Lisa's lead? What if stepping away from the spotlight wasn't seen as a failure but as a form of success? It's a question worth pondering, especially in a world where visibility often feels like the ultimate goal. Lisa Eilbacher's story isn't just about what happened to her. It's about what she chose to do next. And in that choice, there's a lesson for all of us.